Good morning. This is FloridaLA.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning I have two guests. I have Kelley Fain and Jason Thiry. Kelley's the Executive Vice President of Commercial for Shaw Industries, and Jason Thiry, the Vice President of Commercial Sales. You guys doing okay today?
Doing great, Kemp. Good to be with you. Thanks for having us.
Hey, Kemp. Nice to talk to you again. I think it's been about a year.
It has. It's been 1 year since I interviewed you guys as you were taking the role. Little background, Doug Inc. retired, and Kelley, you took his role, and Jason, you stepped in, backfilled where Kelley was. Kelley, you've been at Shaw for 27 years, and Jason for about 18 years. So both of you veterans in the business. Let's start with how is business now?
Well, I'll tell you, Kemp, we finished 2021 with a lot of momentum and carried that into the first quarter this year, and we were really pleasantly surprised with the business performance, just surging commercial demand. And we came into it with a record backlog and have just been building it from there. And it's been across all categories and all segments. Really excited about the outlook for commercial for the next few years, honestly. How quickly it came back to 2019 levels and beyond in some cases. So really robust commercial business that's had all of us very, very excited.
Kelley, to your point, the segment comeback is really, really strong here in 2022. And, you know, in 21, you really were leading with multifamily, education, and just a few segments growing. It's nice to see that all segments are really coming back, performing at or beyond 2019 levels. And of course, we still have a little lag with hospitality and corporate, but certainly the outlook is very bullish in hospitality, especially 2023 and 2024, and corporate starting to find its way probably the back half of this year.
Let me just ask you, I guess Shaw for sure on the commercial side is well ahead of the 19 numbers, right?
Correct. And I'll tell you, most surprisingly, has been broadloom, how much that has come roaring back. So really strong in soft surface, and we all know how explosive hard surface has been, and that just continues to be the case.
One of the biggest news reports that we've given about you guys lately has been your decision to join the Fuse Commercial Flooring Network. I was just curious if you tell me a little bit more about that decision and how that dovetails with your ESP program.
Sure. You know, we met with Jeff Gordon and his team at Fuse about 9 months ago, and we started our business with flooring contractors, and we had a really good dialogue, and it seemed like a good fit to try. We have great partners at Fuse, and this will probably just deepen those partnerships, and we look forward to that. And by no means does that affect our ESP program. That's our own homegrown program that we have, and that's a very small group of partners, and it gives us the opportunity to share some best practices, innovation, discussion, and industry challenges.
Okay. Floor Focus just came out with our June issue. We talked about the total growth of the commercial business is almost 6% growth on 21 versus 20. But the difference is hard surface is growing twice as fast as soft surface, even though soft surface is still just barely, by 1% bigger from a revenue perspective. Talk about that shift from soft to hard.
Yeah, Kemp, I'll give our marketing and design and product development teams a big shout out led by Brenda Knowles. They've done a phenomenal job of managing that mix and adjusting our product launches to the market and being very customer centric in everything we do. You know, first and foremost, we talk about, the key to our success is continuing to put the customer at the center of everything we do and staying balanced to the market. And you will see a lot of that next week. Our design and marketing leadership will be on full display at NeoCon next week. So we're really excited for you to see the depth and breadth of the product offering and the innovation that you're going to see, and how it's a good mix of solutions beyond soft surface, hard surface, and everything in between.
Yeah, the customer wants an integrated offering, right? They want stuff that works together, dovetails.
That's right. And you'll see a fantastic partnership on display that we're super excited about with West Elm, their global design leadership, and what we're doing with our rug to give you both that hard and soft surface combination. So we're excited about that. And some innovation around mineral floor and bottle floor and a lot of materiality that'll come out throughout the space.
So you've got a lot of innovative things to talk about next week at NeoCon?
We sure do. You're going to see everything from sustainability to biophilic design and this feeling of home as people wrestle with return to the office and what that looks like. A lot of options to how we can make that transition very seamless.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So It'll be interesting to see what kind of crowd we have. Chicago next week.
Kemp, I think we're going to have really good turnout this year. It's hard to believe it was only 8 months ago we were at NeoCon back in October. I will say the customer engagement early on looks really outstanding from not only the design community, but end users and flooring contractors. I have more meetings set up for myself and my team by far than what we had last year and the attendance we saw last year. And I believe I heard about 70% of normal. If that happens, that's going to be a great turnout.
Just one last question. What's your outlook for the remainder of the year for business?
Very bullish. We see this wave of commercial demand continuing for a few years. A lot of the underlying fundamentals to support commercial construction are very, very strong. You look at what's constantly tracked, the ABI, the Architectural Billing Index, combine that with our backlog, and a lot of the headwinds, that inflation, it's going to continue and stay elevated, but it's going to be a little more predictable, maybe a little bit less volatile. You're still going to have challenges around labor, although we're seeing some of that improving to where it's more manageable than it was in the past couple of years. So that allows us to execute, provide the same level of world-class service and support. We're continuing to add resources to our customer support, sales support, design operations, and really excited about the product launches for the balance of the year across all the categories.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to catch up with all this robust volume with some of these supply chains issues. How are you guys doing there?
We're continuing to battle through it, Kemp. It's been a challenge. I will say we're getting better at it. We know what to deal with. I would also say people are just more accustomed to longer lead times, not just in flooring.
Right. All right. Well, it's good to talk to you guys. Thanks for talking to our listeners. Again, been talking to Kelley Fain and Jason Thiry, two executives with Shaw Commercial, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.